All right, guys, it's been put upon my spirit. I need to get this message out again, especially after seeing what I have just learned. The lady at the Denver airport, the latest one, if you don't know about it yet, search it up and find it. The lady who is scared to death, you can tell it in her voice. She's sitting on the floor and she's got a piece of paper and she's reading a warning message. She asked another lady there and some others to please film this, that she was told to read this message, okay, and to get it out. She had her 2 kids with her. She said her and her kids were kidnapped. She was very scared for their safety. She was hushed and taken away on a stretcher, okay, told she was trespassing, guys, okay, on the Denver airport. Police there were not even taking her very seriously, and you could tell there was something wrong. We don't know where she's at or what has happened to her kids. There was a couple key things she mentioned in this warning video, okay? And she said that this attack is going to be worse than 9/11, okay? I have said in another video, I'm not going to get into my dream, but I'll tell you just a gist. When I was 15, I dreamt 9/11 in 2 separate dreams. Never did I ever. Well, I am just going to get into the dream because it's really short. So I'm going to bring up this one again, okay? Since she mentioned 9/11 first, all right? Because this part I'm being told needs to be told again too, okay? When I was 15, I dreamt I was at my aunt's house across the street. Sitting in the living room, we're all chatting, talking, as people do. I come from a large family, okay? And all of a sudden, her roof lifted up. And next thing you know, I'm taken from my aunt's house, and I'm in a city. And I'm looking at the city of New York. There's 2 twin towers in front of me. There's buildings on the side of me where I'm standing looking. I wake up, okay? A lot of my dreams that come true, I'll have that vision part of a dream in the morning, guys, right before I wake up, so it's easy for me to remember, okay? I've had this gift since I was little. And a few months go by, and all of a sudden, I'm back in that city. And I notice, I'm like, holy crap, this is where my dream left off last time. I've never had that happen in a dream, okay? And I look, and all of a sudden, I see the 2 buildings coming down. I did not see planes, like going into the buildings, like that, anything. What I saw was the 2 buildings crumbling down, okay? And there was the dust, all right? It was dust, like the ash, the soot, the dust, okay? Falling and people running towards me, and they were all running towards me to get away from the building, and they were just covered in that dust, the soot. They were covered in it, okay? And, yeah, they were having a hard time breathing and everything because it was like in their nose and everything taking over. And I woke up from that dream thinking, wow, that was so realistic and so real. Well, when it happened, I happened to be pregnant at the time with my oldest son, who is now 23. And I'm sitting in the living room watching the news. And what I saw in my dream, I'm like, whoa, holy cow, those buildings falling down, the people running is exactly what I saw. Well, this dream, now I'm going into the warning that this lady's putting out that's been put upon me. This other dream that was given to me, okay? No, it hasn't happened yet. But I'm going to tell you this, okay? I remember seeing in North Carolina. All right? This is my dream, and in my dreams, so for whatever channel I decide to share this message on, it's my right to share what my dream was, okay? It's just a dream. Not saying it's going to happen, but here's the dream, guys, okay? Before I get to the actual dream part, though, but the part, of North Carolina, there's an old building I found out that's there. Pretty big size building, guys. That a certain group owns, guys. Okay? Do your research, find out. And this certain group, supposedly they don't see any activity going on in this big, huge building that these people, a certain group, owns, okay? There's certain people go across the border, okay? Right before I get into my dream. That stated they were here for camp. Here for camp, guys, okay? Now, a certain two groups I remember a few years back watching on the news how these two groups, armies, were meeting together. And they were just doing like fun practice things together as if, they were making it look like it was fun for these two groups to be merging their armies together. Now, I'm going to get into the dream part, okay? Here's the dream that I had. I dreamt, okay, that you had these guys. They were from over by, China and stuff that you have, okay? And these were young men, all right? Very fit young men. They had on special suits, okay? Their suits had certain spikes on certain spots of their suits, okay? They were similar to a special kind of suit that those people have been known to wear, okay? And what I dreamt was all of a sudden, I was in this apartment type unit, okay? And I thought it was weird the way it was set up. But anyway, it was just for me to be able to get a glimpse of what was going on, okay? Is why I know I was placed in that, okay, now. And I'm in the living room part. That's over here on this side, guys. Okay, we'll say. All right. Over here on this side. So it's to the right, okay, of me. Like the right side because the kitchen was over here, okay? To the left of me. And, and the front door was over this way on the side of the kitchen. Anyhow. And down the hallway, okay, I go, and there's a bathroom, and there's a lady who comes out. She's got herself wrapped in a towel, and I remember thinking, God, I would hate to have people walking through here, because I knew this was also a walkway for people too, okay? And, having to live somewhere like this. And at the end of the hallway, there was a door. I got to see through that door, okay, because I actually got to go through that part and witness the glimpse, and that's where these young men dressed in those, okay, special armored suits, all right, were. They didn't have guns, the ones I seen, but they had some really nice swords. Really nice swords. Think of a sword that you could go and fast, okay? This is just a dream, though, okay? Not saying it's going to happen, all right? And they were just breaking in to people's homes. And they were having fun using them swords. And I overheard the conversation between two of the young men, one of them chuckling and laughing about what he had did, and he was going to be telling him later in regards to doing something to somebody, okay? Not very nice, okay, what they were doing to people. So they were all like in a line, and they were just going into where this apartment complex thing was, just kicking down the door and doing that. I also got things with him going into a restaurant, okay? And just, again, using swords, okay? And next thing you know, I go from that in this dream to I'm looking, okay? And all of a sudden I see this pool of stuff over on one side, okay? And it's bubbling up, okay? A little bit, an ooze, and I'm seeing that like spillage, okay? Coming out too in this dream. And from what I was gathering and what I was seeing in the dream, I was getting vibes of northern, parts of Michigan. And in this dream, from things that were going in detailed. And with this lady at the Denver airport, all right, yeah, check that video out because she's talking about a warning, okay, that's being supposedly put out for us here. And I know how my dreams work. A lot of them do come true, and I immediately, it was like, whoa, it made me think of that dream that I had, okay? So I'm just telling you, I don't want to make this video any longer. Not trying to put fear or scare anybody, okay? I'm just trying to let you guys know because I can't hold on to something when I'm very intuitive and things happen. All right, guys, I love you all. Use your senses, and we need to stick together, all right? Peace and love. I'm out. Tell.